Hi everyone, just thought I'd mention, I'm in the middle of doing a new video series of Book of Who, and I thought while I was doing it, while I was coming up with some ideas for the next lot of stuff, I would do a WWE Roulette. So here's the bunch of, oh damn, that's disappointing. That's this one unfolded. Hang on. Alright, let's see, what do we got here? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna watch? What are we gonna watch? Oh, looks like a big one. Oh! It's one I put in there before. WCW Greed. Okay. It's WCW 2001. What are we gonna do? Hello everyone, another episode of WCW Network Roulette. I did do a draw for this beforehand. I don't know if this, I think I've deleted the video since then. I think I was going to redraw or something, but it seemed appropriate since today is the day that Dusty Rhodes has passed away. I thought I'd do this, a show where he made his final WCW appearance, which is also the final appearance of final pay-per-view of WCW as well. Just 1 second. Alright. Sorry, I was having trouble getting my internet running, and I thought I'd do this from here. Alright, now I did try and watch this show, but unfortunately I kept getting distracted. But from memory, overall, there's some things here I just like. There's a big thing about this pay-per-view, I'll get to it. Jason Jett versus Kiwi. Now, I know they couldn't call him Alan Funk, because I think when he came in, it wasn't too long after Terry Funk left, and they didn't want there to be any, like... Oh no, Terry Funk was around for a while, still around. So there was this, like, But, yeah, Kiwi, because, like... Yeah... The whole gay thing was still there. They couldn't be gay, but it was like flamboyant. Yeah, so. But overall, I seemed like the crowd was really into this match. There was some stuff where they were like, I swear to God, it was like dubbed over stuff that was trying to sound negative. It was just like. Yeah, it's just like there was some stuff later on where I was like, really? They're chanting that now? But yeah, that was a pretty good opener, and it seemed like they were pretty high on trying to get Jason Jett over in the final weeks of the show, and like there was like 2 weeks left of the company, and they had set up that they were going to have the Cruiserweight tag titles, and I think this was set up by Eric Bischoff because he wanted to really push the Cruiserweight division at the time. I'm surprised that when he went to TNA he didn't try and create a pair of X Division tag titles, which I thought would have been interesting. But okay, then we got we got the Cruiserweight tag titles. This match was friggin' awesome. You got Rey Mysterio, Billy Kidman, Elix Skipper, came in and then walked across the top rope and backflipped into the ring, and I was like, wow, this was that's just really cool, a cool entrance. Kid Romeo was his tag team partner, and it looks like the tournament was really good. So I would really like it if the network put up the last 3 months of WCW, just so I could see what was really they could have been building towards. Then we get Shawn Stasiak with Stacy Keibler. Shawn Stasiak had recently got the managerial services of Stacy Keibler, apparently, and this was the first time we've seen her since the wedding angle and everything, where Russo was really weird. He said this was going to be the greatest angle ever, and it's like, no, it wasn't. It was just going to be an angle that would make everyone feel awkward. Yeah. And Shawn Stasiak went over Bam Bam Bigelow. They'd have a rematch on the Final Nitro. And the Final Nitro is not as bad as some people think it was, but I thought it was a pretty good show. And Stasiak did a pretty good job here. Working with Bam Bam for less than 6 minutes, according to this, and yeah, I'll believe it. Team Canada, Lance Storm and Mike Awesome, Conan versus Conan and Hugh Morris. This, from memory, this was pretty good. Not overly great, but can you compare a lot of this to now, where everything's a little bit slower, but this was everything seemed high paced and really intense. And yeah, you got guys like Lance Storm, Conan, Mike Awesome, and I think even Hugh Morris is pretty good in the ring. So this is no way this would be a bad match, and from memory, it was pretty good. It's still from the angle that would not die, the Team of Canada versus MIA angle. Even though MIA was no longer around, Hugh Morris was still feuding, wanted to get the US belt off. Well, not the US belt, but yeah, the revenge on Lance Storm. Shane Helms versus Chavo Guerrero Jr. Oh my god, this was pretty good. One thing I gotta say about WWE or WWF, they could never do Vince McMahon really has this belief the big men are the way to go, and to a degree he is right, but he just can't get behind a cruiserweight division. And one thing I've got to say about WCW is they always found a way to push the smaller guys. And the way they did it was they never really put the smaller guys in a match with these big guys. They had a specific role and a division. And only certain guys would move on up to the heavyweight division, like Chris Jericho, Benoit, and it was usually around the time they got a bit bigger or they were on the gas or something. Jericho is apparently never on the gas, but Benoit clearly was. But yeah, just never really pushed them that way. So yeah, it was clear that they were here. That they were gonna have a proper cruiserweight division. There was gonna be tag titles, gonna be world title, and yeah. And you look at this. What's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches deep, and there's a cruiserweight title match. So yeah. Then we got the match that didn't technically happen. So outcome. Buff Bagwell and the Soul Package. Lance Storm talks about this in his one of his shoot interviews. I think it's for RF video. And outcome, Package, and Buff, and they're like, we're gonna beat the Palumbo and O'Hare. And there was they cut this pretty this promo, how they're going to kick their ass, and then out come Palumbo and Hare within like 2 seconds. They're both out. Sean O'Hare comes off the top rope. Swanton bomb. 1, 2, 3. Within less than a minute, the match is over. They're out of the ring. They go to cut to a backstage thing. Both of them are still laid out in the ring. Apparently, they didn't really want to put over the younger guys, and yeah, and this is their way for like they didn't do a match or anything, and yeah, fuck, these dumbasses. And then we get Ernest Miller versus Kanyon. Yeah. I think this was okay. I don't think it was that great, though. Like, I don't think them two really match up that well, but Booker T ends the United States title reign of Rick Steiner in about 7 minutes and 31 seconds. It did not feel like that. And this was due to a distraction by... not a distraction. Shane Douglas was apparently babyface here? Okay. Because he does this very... There's no movement to it whatsoever. This is like he crawls up the turnbuckle and whacks Rick Steiner in the back of the head. And it's not even a whack, it's like a tap. It's like... So he gets knocked down. Booker kind of does the bookend. 1, 2, 3. Thank God we've got a halfway decent United States champion. And again, this is to set up the finale. Then we get up to why I decide to do this show. Dusty Rhodes and Dustin versus Ric Flair and Jeff Jarrett. Just under 10 minutes. 9 minutes 58 seconds. A lot of promo here. And overall, considering this was at a time when Ric Flair was not really moving around and he really ashamed of himself, Dusty was had just come off an ECW run, and Dustin and Jarrett were pretty much carrying most of the match, but the beginning part, and then in comes Dusty and all that. This turned into apparently was a Kiss My Ass match. And that was funny, but this was like the tail end of the Attitude Era, and like, oh my god, why? Why? I never really get the thing with the Kiss My Ass thing. It's just really disgusting, and I'm like, why is it such a big? Why doing it? Why? I don't want to see. I don't really want to see Dusty's butt, and I don't think his son really wanted to see it either. Dustin really talks about it really well, and I'm glad he got to see him with his dad one last time here. And yeah, it was, for the players involved, it was alright. Like, it's not a match I would suggest you go and seek out, but I think the build up to it was pretty well handled, more than anything. And it was like the one and only time they were actually on pay-per-view apparently together. They were like the Starcades and all that were all in closed circuit, I think, at the time. So yeah, but here we go, the finale, the main event. Scott Steiner with Madeja taking on DDP, the Falls Count Anywhere match. Apparently, Scott Steiner had developed this list of guys he had taken out, put on the shelf. Sting was one of them. Sid Vicious, who a couple of months ago broke his leg. Which was really brutal. I wish they wouldn't have gone over and over again. Like, it's literally like flopping around like this. Really really bad compound fracture. And who else? Booker T mentions Kevin Nash. Yeah, DDP is going to be the next one. Last minute, it's been made a Falls Count Anywhere match. And they really use the Falls Count Anywhere premise to it. So, overall, I'd say this is alright. For a main event, for the players involved, guys that like only a few months earlier apparently got into a huge fight. So, yeah. Anyway, I would actually give this pay-per-view overall probably 6 out of 10. Like, not everything on it's perfect. Everything on it's really kind of average for its time, and that was a problem. WCW was putting out a pretty average product by this point. Like now, 2000, horrible. The minute Vince Russo left, the horribleness was sort of down, going like the terrible booking was going away at a pretty steady rate. You go back and look at Halloween Havoc. It's pretty bad, but it's nowhere near the disaster that New Blood Rising was. For Brawl, you have a very good match between Scott Steiner and Goldberg. Starcade is pretty good. So, I think given another year, and if Nitro had been moved to like a Tuesday night on another network and someone else had bought it, they could have easily rebuilt this product. And yeah, that's my opinion, guys. So, thanks for listening, and long live the dream.